Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Target Focus Life. Turkey season is just around the corner, so we got a whole bunch of turkey shotgun reviews coming up. Today we're taking a look at the Mossberg 940 Pro Turkey. First off, intended use. Obviously, turkey. This shotgun has the Holosun Micro Red Dot. There's a couple different options though with the 940 Pro. You can get it with the red dot, MSRP of $1406, or you can get it optics ready. So it comes with a plate in place of this red dot sight, and that is $1225 MSRP. Of course, you can find these shotguns, like I checked out my favorite sporting good retailer and found them for much less than that. So they're a very reasonably priced semi-auto shotgun. I like to go with semi-autos for turkey hunting just because of the recoil factor. And it's not so much shooting that turkey, because have you ever noticed when you shoot a turkey, you didn't even notice the recoil. It's when you're sighting it in, shooting patterns, that type of stuff, you really notice the recoil. The one that comes with the optic on it, 18.5-inch barrel, that's what we have here today. The one that is optic ready just has the plate. By the way, that is the RMS-C pattern for micro dot sights, low profile. And that one is 24 inches on the optics ready. So we have a couple different options there when it comes to the 940 Pro. I went with the one with the optic on it. Basically gonna be the same review. We won't do two different reviews, it'll be the same review. Just keep in mind you'll get a little longer barrel on the other one, and it's just a plate there. It's also drilled and tapped, so you can put a Picatinny rail in there, put a higher profile optic, lots of options. But let's dive into the specs of this shotgun. 12 gauge, very reliably gas operated. And I can say that from experience of shooting tens of thousands of rounds through the Mossberg 940 Pro. Just a great gas system in it that helps mitigate recoil. The weight, Mossberg says, is 7.25. Let's see what we come up with here. That's maybe without the optic. We're getting 7 pounds, 3.8 ounces, so that's almost spot on. 7.25 would be 7 pounds, 4 ounces. So we're right there, 7.25 for our weight. Length of pull, that varies. This comes with spacers, so you can adjust the length of pull, and that can go from 13 inches to 14.25 inches. So a lot of flexibility, whether you're a smaller stature person and need to be closer to that 13 inches, or you're a little bit bigger. It doesn't go incredibly high. Like, I'm closer to a 15-inch length of pull. If I don't have bulky hunting clothes on, I can make a 14.25 work. I wish it went a little bit longer, but in the turkey woods, sometimes we're shooting a little bit shorter guns. As far as the stock dimensions, drop, that is adjustable with shims that come with the Mossberg 940. That's one of the things I love about the 940 Pro. A lot of adjustability out of the box to make it fit you. I'm gonna just dry fire it. That feels very good. Very little pre-travel. Ooh, snappy and fairly light. It's sub 6 pounds, but let's not take my word for it. Yeah, sub 5 pounds. 4 pounds, 2.6 ounces. I have had some 940 Pros that I got a couple years ago that were considerably heavier, especially my exhibition guns. I ended up changing a spring on those to make it a little bit lighter, but 4 pounds, 2.6 ounces. I guess that doesn't surprise me based on the way it was feeling. 4 pounds, 4 ounces. So we're less than 4.5 pounds trigger pull on this shotgun. That's phenomenal for a gun at this price point. As far as chokes, this comes with one choke. It comes with an extra full choke. Now, the 940 Pros run the original Invector / Winchester choke system, not the Invector Plus. I've already swapped out the one that came with it for a Carlson's turkey choke. I like to put Carlson's on any gun that I can. I already started getting this one set up before we decided to do a review on it for turkey hunting, so I've made some quick modifications, like the Carlson's choke, like a Falcon Strike. I always like to mitigate recoil. This is the original recoil pad on all the 940 Pros. Since I shoot them a lot, I like to change out recoil pads. The one that they have on there is adequate. It's decent. You wouldn't have to add the Falcon Strike. I just like to go that extra step because I don't like recoil. I don't know, what can I say? The ergonomics of this gun. This is the form, the function. I really enjoy the Mossberg 940 Pro. It's nothing fancy as far as the texturing, but it's very adequate, feels good in the hands. This feels weight forward, which we do have A lot of components to a gas system in there. That's not overly surprising. But one thing that they've changed on Mossbergs of recent, over the last year or so, is their safety. If we take a look at the safety, it used to be that metal safety. It's still a top tang safety, ambidextrous. I like that. But this one is just a heck of a lot easier to operate. I wish it was on all my Mossbergs, but I like that they changed the safety. We're in the camo pattern here. All the turkey guns, the new turkey guns, are in the mossy oak green leaf, I believe it's called. Kind of an old school pattern. I don't know if it actually is old school or just made to look old school. A few years ago, I would have said, nah, I don't like the old school look. No, I'm kind of digging it. It's got a flat rib, vented rib with a fiber on front. You can push out the fibers and change them out for different colors. When I turkey hunt, I much prefer an optic. Let me know down in the comments if you prefer optic or no optic on your turkey shotgun. For me, it gives me a degree of confidence that if I put that red dot on the head and I'm sighted in perfectly, boom, pulling the trigger, end of story. Yeah, other ergonomic pieces. So oversized bolt handle, extremely easy to operate. Paddle bolt release, extremely easy. It's got a decent size trigger guard, easy to get a finger in there. It's got a charge indicator letting you know that it's cocked, ready to go. And if you pull the trigger, you'll see that disappears. We know the firing pin is now forward. It's not charged, it's not cocked, ready to go. Now it's back out. Mossberg has a very nice loading port. It's cut out, rounded, beveled, easy to access. You can see a lot of the follower, making it you don't have to get your fingers way in there. In fact, let's grab a shell. You can see I get to that point, my thumb doesn't really go in there at all, slips out nice and easy. I love how the 940 Pro loads. Extremely simple, no sharp edges. I like gas guns like this that you just cycle them and it locks back. Some guns you have to press a release to drop the next shell down. I don't like that. I like how this operates. The texture is totally adequate. I mean, it is that kind of hard plastic feel a little bit, so you are relying on some of that texture. It's a little tacky. It's not as hard and slippery as some, but mounts up nice. Of course, I'm biased. I'll admit that. I shoot the 940 Pro a lot. Also has swivel stud mounts back here on the stock and then up on the fore-end cap, so you can throw that sling on, which you're going to need when you're turkey hunting because you probably got decoys and a blind and all sorts of goodies you're bringing out in the field. But let's take a look at recoil. Now, this isn't going to be completely fair. You can also go watch our 940 Pro review. Very light on the recoil, very good on the reliability. So we'll make this segment really, really quick. This 940 Pro is going to have the same guts as the other 940 Pros. So we won't shoot much here, but what I can tell you is I've been really impressed with the recoil, reliability, speed, fast trigger. But of course, these are target loads. You're not going to probably be shooting much for target loads. You could totally take this out and shoot clays, although I highly discourage you to do that with an optic. Not the best clay shooting experience. Let's shoot a turkey load. We'll just shoot one because these are about, I don't know, $7 a piece. This is the Federal TSS, heavyweight TSS, 18 grams per cubic centimeter. A lot of pellets, devastating damage, extended range. I always hunt with TSS, but when you're shooting turkeys, you're not shooting boxes and boxes, right? So let's actually just head over to the pattern plate over here. We'll put one on the board since we're shooting the very expensive ammo. I'll give you feedback on how the recoil is. Of course, not fully accurate because I got the Falcon Strike on, but let's see what it looks like. All right, this is a 3-inch. This is gonna have some wall up, but here we go. All right, so I can see right off the bat, if you look down at that pattern plate, I'm aiming at the hole in the middle. I'm shooting considerably high, but here we're only at 20 yards. I'd actually like to test this at a longer distance. Very easy adjustments on the red dot to change that. That's one of the reasons I like to shoot a red dot. I can just dial it in. You can shoot iron sights as well, as long as you can dial them in. Recoil, very manageable. Like, I'm really surprised, but one other cool thing I want to point out, other than the very manageable recoil, where did that hull go? Well, I couldn't find the shell that I shot. That is a problem. It kicks shells out a long ways. But on the shell, there is a spur tape. So once you shoot your one shell, find it, or grab one of your extras, and you can measure the spur on that nice tom that you just shot. you're gonna experience a little bit more recoil. It's still good. The gas system's great, but that Falcon Strike does make a difference. Full disclaimer, just wanna put it out there. So that's one of the main reasons I would shoot a semi-auto for turkeys. Looking to reduce the recoil, simple operation. I just like semi-autos, but you're gonna spend more money. When it comes to recoil and reliability, top-notch gun right here. Gas system, you can't beat it as far as recoil mitigation. Yep, when you get to cleaning it, and as we take it apart, you'll see a lot of pieces. In fact, let's just rip this apart real quick. We're not gonna go all the way down, taking the trigger group out. We got a lot of videos with the Mossberg 940 Pro, but as you can see here, very simple gas piston, runs very efficiently. Mossberg claims that you can run 1,500 rounds through this gun without failure. I've experienced running more than that, but it also kind of depends on your conditions, right? What type of ammo you're shooting. Are you putting it through wet conditions? Boron nitrated, easy to clean up. So you got a lot of moving pieces on this gun, but it's actually fairly simple to clean. Just making sure that piston's clean over time. If you're only turkey hunting, you're not gonna shoot enough rounds to probably have much of an issue with that. In fact, I just learned this from Mossberg. There's 2 rings on the top of this piston that should be periodically taken off and cleaned from carbon buildup. I've never done that on my exhibition guns, and I have thousands and thousands of rounds, and I've never really had any issues with it. So can't say enough about longevity of how this gun operates, smooth cycling, fast, good trigger. So let's just put it back together and move right along. Important thing when you put this bolt on is to make sure the bolt tail actually goes back into the plunger. And you will know whether it's in there or not, whether you can move the bolt back. It's easier with the trigger out, obviously, but totally doable. Either way. Yep, it's in the plunger. Lickety split, we're back together. Normally we'd do speed shooting to wrap up our shotgun review. It doesn't make any sense on a turkey shotgun, but I can tell you this gun shoots plenty fast, very reliable. What do you look for in a turkey gun? Put it down in the comments. What are some of the main elements you look for when purchasing a turkey gun? We have a bunch of other turkey reviews coming up and a lot of Mossberg shotguns. Mossberg makes a ton of turkey shotguns. We're not gonna shoot patterns today, but when we get to the video, we're gonna do if I could only have one Mossberg turkey shotgun, what would it be? We'll shoot some patterns. We'll look at the guns side by side by side by side. I think we got 4 of them. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. But if you're looking for a semi-auto turkey gun at a very reasonable price, bang for the buck, Mossberg 940 Pro is hard to beat. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick look at the Mossberg 940 Pro turkey. Whether you get it with the optic or just optic ready and put your own on, this is what it is. Hope you've enjoyed. Remember, guys, whether you're in the field or in life, you're only gonna hit those shots you're laser focused on. So live target focused. See ya.